of the finals, the women's K1 and the men's C2. Stay with us for action from Mezzano. Two cracking finals coming up from the 1993 World Canoeing Championships from Italy. Pleasant conditions, 89% humidity. ...450-metre course with a very strong flow and 25 gates, of which 6 are upstream. Tough conditions then in the water for the competitors for the women's final. K1, our first action. Cheryl Boyle from Canada. ...25 gates to negotiate on this tough course. Already picked up a 5-second penalty for hitting one of the gates. Just to remind you, of course, it's 5 seconds if you touch a gate, 50 seconds if you miss. Two runs for each of the ladies, with the best time counting for the overall position. And we've certainly got a very strong field here. Including the Olympic and world champion from Germany, Elisabeth Mikla, one of the favourites here. Through gate 20 safely, Cheryl Boyle comes now down to one of the toughest. It's upstream, gate 22, so 3 to go. 2 minutes 13 on the clock so far, with 5 seconds to be added on. Anything around about 2:30, I would imagine, would be a very fair time. 1 gate to go. You can see just how rough it is. She's going to be outside 2:30, but probably around about 2:35, with 5 seconds to add on, up towards the finish. 2:34.33, and an early target set by Cheryl Boyle from Canada. Number 32 from France, Marianne Aguilon, 27 years of age, originally from Monaco, but now based in Montpellier. Winner of the World Team Championships in Yugoslavia in '91. And 5th in the Women's K1 in last year's Olympic Games. So, strong pedigree, and clean so far through 14. Cheryl Boyle from Canada set the target so far, 2:39.33, including a 5-second penalty. So certainly 2:34 is reachable, and she's going well at the moment. Looks inside that, clean. And coming up to 19. 22, the key gate. That's the last upstream one. You can see the conditions are pretty rough. Comes down towards it now. Certainly inside the time of Cheryl Boyle from Canada. This looks like something that's going to be around about 2:31, 2:32. As she comes towards 23. Clean so far. 2 gates to go then for Marianne Aguilon from France. And this looks pretty quick. Down towards the finish. It's clean. And how fast is it? 2:30.04. Good time. Very good time indeed. Clean, and she'll be certainly in the top 3, I would think. Leading at the moment then. Elisabeth Mikla from Germany. 28 years of age. Gold medalist at Barcelona and at the last World Championships. Medical assistant. Brother also a world champion and one of the favourites here. Going well at the moment. Clean, coming down to 14. Made good time there. 2:30.04 is a very fast time set so far by Marianne Agudon from France. Clean so far through 17. 1:47 as she comes to the tough upstream 18th. Still clean. The gold medalist from the 1992 Olympic Games. This is the tough gate. A little bit of time lost there. 3 gates to go. And 1 penalty. Picked up 5 seconds there. Just hit the outside of the gate. That's going to be very expensive as she comes down towards the finish. She was going to be outside the time of Agulon, but it's still a good run this with 5 seconds to be added. It's going to be close for second. She does get second. 1:58.72 rounded up after the 5-second penalty, and she goes into second place. And Bossel from France very nearly didn't make it here this morning. She was chased for speeding by the police in her chase for the warm-up this morning. They took all her documents off her at gunpoint as well, and she's got to report back to the police station as soon as this race is finished. One just wonders how that'll affect the 28-year-old from Rennes in Brittany. 11th in the Olympics. Winner of the Team World Championship in 1989 and 8th in the singles. 5-second penalty so far. And Bossel comes towards number 20. Going well. That's a bang on 2 minutes, and that's a fast time. Here's 22. This is where you've got to be very tight, and she's lost time here. Five seconds to be added on, and it looks like she's going to be around about the 2:35 mark, which I wouldn't think would be quick enough on this first run. Really driving towards the finish. 2:34, 2:35, she's just outside that. 2:36 dead, and with 4 seconds lost, I would say, round that top turn, she moves into 6th place. Lynn Simpson, number 38 from Great Britain. 10th place in the Olympic Games last year. Hoping to improve on that. Clean so far through number 10. Downstream to 11 and 12. Still clean. Conditions very tough here, especially for the gates upstream. 13 is tough, 22 particularly. Here's 14 right next to that rock in the center. Still clean as she takes the downstream 15. Anything around about 140, 145, and she's just inside that. So it's not a bad run, this. Very tight through. Oh, she's hit a pole. 5 seconds, that is going to be added on. She's picked up a penalty. She comes down to the tough 22. This is the key. There you see the penalty added on. That could prove it very expensive, but she takes 22 very well. Will she be inside 2:35? It's looking now likely after picking up good time at 22. She goes through 23 clean. 2 gates to go for Lynn Simpson. Down towards the final gate. She's through that, and the time's pretty good. The 5-second penalty would be expensive. 2:30, 2:31, 2:32.20. Good time with 5 seconds and into second place. And what a shame about the one mistake she made. But a fine run. Miriam Juslami. So disappointing in the Olympic Games last year. But very strongly fancied to recoup the losses here in Mezzano. Comes from Marseille, winner of the Team World Championships. Clean so far. .130 and going very quickly at the moment. Looking to have a split of something around 1:42. She's inside that. She's a good 2 seconds up at this stage, and negotiating the upstream gates particularly well. Still clean then. From France, from Marseille, Miriam Juslami. Now this is the key. She's taken it very tightly, 22. If she's clean, she's well inside the time. She's got a good 4 or 5 seconds up at this stage with the 3 gates to go. If she's clean, she's going to be in the lead, surely. Through 23, down towards 24. 2 gates to go, and through 25. This is very fast indeed. Remember, the quickest so far is 2:30.04. She's inside that, and well inside, 2:24.89. And that's a very clear advantage, and will take a lot of catching in the second run. A tremendous performance, and the halfway lead. It's a 1-2 for France. It relegates Lynn Simpson into third place, but she'll be happy with that. The Olympic champion, Elizabeth Michler, in fourth place. Kathy Hearn of the USA in seventh place, but a sensational start. Miriam Juslami from France, the clear leader at halfway in the women's final K1.
The ATP tournament from Newport is brought to you by Reebok. The final, Sunday, 11:30 p.m. here on Eurosport.
The second run of the women's K1. Miriam Juslami is a very clear leader, and her first run time will be hard to beat. Chasing her as French colleague Marianne Aguilon. First we see in this second run, 1:50.04. Should be enough to give her a medal of some nature. See if she can beat that, but she's got 5 seconds to add on already as we come down to gate 12. 25 gates, 6 of which are upstream here in this 450-meter course. Very pleasant temperature of around about 19 degrees with the water at 9 degrees, but you can see the water's very rough, and it's not helped the competitors here. Remember, 2 runs, the best to count, so she's got that first time already safely secured. Will that be enough for her to hang on to second place? Well, it might be. Could be quite close. 5 seconds to add on Now the tough gate 22. This is where you've got to be very tight. Time can be won and lost. 5 seconds to be added on so far. Very nicely done through 22, but she's picked up an extra 5 penalties for 21, so she's going to have 10 to add on. It won't be the second run that counts for Marianne Aguilan. She'll have to rely on her first run. 15 penalty points and a disappointing second run. The time's pretty fast. You can see 2:26.37, but with 15 penalty points, that won't be enough to improve on her first run. She's going to have to rely on that to challenge for a medal. Number 34. From France, Sylvie Lepelletier. Works at a power station. Husband's also a C1 paddler. Now, can she improve her way up? Certainly looking for a place in the top 10, I would think, here. (2:33.03) for her, as she is clear so far through gate 15. And the time's pretty good as well. 1:40. The key areas on this course to pick up time are the upstream gates. Here's one of them. She's done that nicely. Still clean. Going well at this stage. 19 and 20, both downstream. They've not caused too many problems. 21. Now this is the key. How tight can she be for 22? And she's just lost a little bit of ground there, but not much. She's clean and made it up. And this is a good, clean run so far as we approach the closing stages. Well, Sylvia, she comes down through 24, through 25, and down towards the finish. A clean run here so far. Anything under 2:35, and she's going to improve 2:33.03 for the second run. And that takes her into third place at the moment. And he's certain to move her up and give her a place in the top 7 or 8. Elisabeth Meikler from Germany, the Olympic champion. Only 8th after the first run. Surely will improve on that. Must be clean, though, to challenge for a medal. Clean so far. At the halfway stage. Through 12. The upstream 13. That's nicely done. It was very tight. This is a tricky part of the course. 14. Now she has the run at 15. Still clean. The Olympic champion. It's a key gate. No penalties so far. Remember, she was in 8th place and well down the field through 20 and 21. Still clean. Now, how tight can she be here on this key gate 22? Now, 2:03, she's got a chance here of improving dramatically, but picked up 5 penalties. And how expensive that's going to be, a 5-second penalty down towards the penultimate gate. It won't be a repeat of the gold in Spain last year, but she's going to improve her position. Will it be good enough to get into the top 3, though? 2:23, 24, 25, 20. She's in the bronze medal position at the moment, but she's not going to get a medal here. Number 37. And Boxiao, only 11th after the first run. Must have had the incident with the police on the way to the training this morning on her mind. Caught for speeding, held up at gunpoint, and will have to produce her documents immediately after the race. Clean so far. This looks good. She's really got into a groove and been tight on these upstream gates and done that well. 13. Well, if she can be through 15 at anything under 135, she's up with the pace. 134.6. Yes, she's well inside an improvement here. If she can get anywhere around about 232, 231, 232, she'll be challenging for a medal. 150 through. She's still clean. Really big chance of an improvement here. I don't think she can possibly challenge for the gold, but 230.04 is currently the silver medal position. Through 22, she was so tight there. That was excellent. She's got an excellent chance now of challenging for a medal of some nature. 230.04 is the time to beat for silver, and she's got a sporting chance of that. Anything under 230, it'll be second. 229, 229.41, she's got there, and she's stolen second place off Marianne Agolan. So at the moment, it's a France 1-2. Lynn Simpson, 8th after the first run. Still clean. Had 5 penalty points in the first run when she was 232.20, so she knows that she can reach the time at 232. Question is, can she get inside it? 230.04, I think, is going to be the time to beat for a medal. But is that beyond her at this stage? All a question on how tight she can be at gate 22. 138, 139. Well, she's not that much slower than she was in the first run, and she's very tight there. Well, she's got a chance of being very close to 230 at this stage. 22 is the key gate. If she can be tight there, she's got an outside chance. Through 21 now. Oh, she's been caught here. That's a second gone at least. That's 2 gone. I think 230 is very, very tough now. She's still clean though. 210. 20 seconds required for a medal for the British girl. 215. She's round about 233 at this stage. She's going to be outside the medals, but improving her position. 2 gates to go. Through 24 and through 25. A clean run now. It's all against the clock. Can she improve her position? She can indeed. It's 232.94 and takes her into 5th place. And a fine run. Clean for Lynn Simpson. Miriam Juslami with that magnificent first run, now virtually assured of the gold medal. She'll want to act in a professional manner and make sure that she can do it in style, but she'll be enjoying this. She can't be caught now. It's a 1-2-3 for France. This second run. Will be a memorable experience for her. She did the work in the first run and really produced one of the great performances at these championships so far. At halfway, not as fast as she was in that sensational first run. Through gate 14, still clean. Ooh, she was quite close to that one. 15 through 16 clean. No catching her now, but she's got to complete the course, remember. Still clean. Oh, she's picked up penalty points at 21. And that's 5 seconds to be added, and she's behind on the clock, but this run doesn't matter. She's won the World Championship As she comes down towards the final gate, clean through that. Racing up towards the finish, 2:21, 2:23. It's a very fast time, 2:23.88. And that's a sensational time. She's not only won it, she's won it in style. The others couldn't live with her today, and it's a gold medal for France. They've won gold, silver and bronze. The Olympic champion has to settle for 4th place in the World Championships, with Lynn Simpson of Great Britain in 5th place. But Myriam Djislami has won this with 2 magnificent runs and led France to a 1-2-3 in Italy. Well, coming up next on Eurosport's coverage of the Canoeing World Championships, as Myriam Djislami is, he's congratulated David Goldstrom, our colleague there, adding his congratulations. You've heard him on the majority of our programmes from Mezzano. We'll be back with the men's C2 after the break. Seoul in Italy, the final of the men's C2. 450-metre course once again. You can see the flow, very, very tough. 20 cubic metres per second, and that's very tough indeed. 25 gates once again, 6 of them upstream. A tremendous crowd gathered for what's a fascinating final. This is the first run from Czechoslovakia. Kamil Krampek and Vladimir Muruzek. They weren't at last year's Olympic Games. .122 as they come towards the upstream gate 13. Still clean. That's got to be the key on this course. Be clean, set a target. That was nice and tight at 14. And through 15 downstream, 16 again downstream, and they're still clean. Very hard to judge a pace in the early stages of this competition, but they've been very tight around the upstream gates, and that's where time can be won and lost, as we've seen in these championships so far. 19 downstream, as is 20 and 21, and then comes the tough 22. This is the key gate on the course, and they're a little bit of time lost there. Not a lot, but if we're talking about seconds, then it's going to be very tight. I would have thought if they could beat 2:30, they'll be bang in contention. 23. On the finish, it's going to be outside 2:30, but it's still a clean run for the Czech pair. Down towards the finish, 2:37.29, and that's clean. Well, that's a fair target from the first run to set for the others, but possibly 5 or 6 seconds too fast. Eric Buell and Bertrand Daly from France. Still clean, and picking up 5 seconds there. Down to number 12. How expensive is that going to be? Coming towards the tough 14. That's really caught many of them out so far. Just so important to be clean, and the time is a bonus, because 5 seconds for every gate you hit is expensive at this level. Nicely through 17. Now 18 tight and upstream, taken well. 19 clean. 20 and down to 21. Still just the 5 seconds. Now, how tight can they be here at the significant 22? The answer is tremendous. That's one of the best ways to pass through 22 we've seen in these championships so far. 23, safely clean. The time's pretty fast as well, very fast in fact. And despite the 5-second penalty, this is a great run. Remember, 2:37 was the target to beat. Well, they might even be inside that. They will be, certainly. And 2:28.71 is a very fast time. Rounded up 2:33.71 with the penalty. That was much faster. One of the favourites here, Manfred Barrow and Michael Trummer. Manfred Barrow at the back there, 27 years old. Michael Trummer, student at 25, 9th in the Olympic Games, 3rd in the World Team Cup. Comes from Zeitz in the eastern part of Germany, both of them do. And a very strong combination here. 13 upstream, and you can see just how strong the current was against them there. Lost a couple of seconds. It's an important gate, 14 as well, but they took that one expertly. Still clean at the moment. 1:35, the split time. Well, they'll be looking for a clean run, and anything under 2:34, 2:35, I think they'll be happy with. Still clean now as they come towards fastest part of the course, through 19, through 20 and down to 21. You've got to be tight through 21, and they've gone through the sensible route. Now, how much time can they pick up here? Oh, it's desperately close. They haven't hit the pole, so they're safe, and they've taken a calculated gamble, and it's paid off for them now. Racing down towards the closing stretch through 23. 2 gates to go. Watch the clock. Fastest time we've seen was just under 2:30. Well, this is a great performance as they race up towards the finish. 2:28, 2:29. They're just outside 2:30, but they're in the lead because it's clean. 2:30.69, and that's the target that's set so far. Thierry Sardi and Emmanuel Del Rey. Already 5-point penalty to be picked up here. The 3rd in the World Cup and 8th in the Olympics. They're going very fast. So despite that 5-second penalty picked up at the very first gate, they're still very much in contention because we haven't seen too many under 1:30 through 14, so it's a fast time. Really picking up the seconds they've lost after that disappointing start. Oh, and it's more to be added on, and that seems to have slowed them up. 10 seconds to be added, and it's going to have to be a second run they're going to have to rely on as they take 20 and 21. You can see the whole tempo of their run has gone as a result of hitting that second pole. Any success they have here is going to be in the second run because of the penalty time. Through 23, through 24, just 1 to go. You can see what a fast time this is. They really have gone against the tide, and this is a really fast time, but with the penalties to be added on, 2:26.45, and how unfortunate for the 10-second penalty. They must be devastated by that. Miroslav Simek and Jiří Rohan. from Czechoslovakia. Simic is a soldier, and Jiří Rohan is a bank clerk in Prague. He were runners-up in the Olympic Games last year. World Cup winners, though, in 1992. They were runners-up at team in the World Championships of the team. Now, this is fast. Anything under 1:30 at 14 is good, and they're still clean. So watch out, because remember, they know that they can do inside 2:26. Well, if they're clean here, they're going to have a decisive lead. Down through 19, towards 20. It's all a question on how tight they can be through 22. And if they get through 22, under 2:02, under 2:03, then they're going to be hard to beat. 2:03 dead. Well, it looks like a 2:25 time to me, or maybe 2:26 as they come down the stretch towards the penultimate gate. 24, they're through, they're still clean. This is fast, this is going to be the lead. Through 25, it's now all on the last effort as they come down towards the line. 2:24, 2:25, oh, 2:24.63. It's very fast. It's the halfway lead without doubt, and it's more than likely a gold medal performance from the Czech pair. A decisive move in round one. They were clean, they were fast, and they're very happy. So confirmation then that Simic and Rohan from Czechoslovakia have a commanding advantage after the first round here. French in pursuit behind Manfred Berro and Michael Trummer from Germany. But it's going to take a magnificent effort from somebody behind to catch Jiří Rohan and Miroslav Simic from Czechoslovakia, who lead going into the second and final run of the men's C2.
Eurosport Sailing Magazine is presented by Omega Watches.
I invite you to watch the best of sailing on Eurosport. Eurosport, an exciting sailing magazine, and the broadcast of the Round the World race.
The latest news from the sailing world. The big races, the top regattas, the toughest challenges. Set sail with Eurosport across the 7 seas. Omega Watches present the Eurosport Sailing Magazine, Tuesday at 5 p.m. on Eurosport.
Second run of the men's C2 final. Who's going to catch Jiří Rohan and Miroslav Simic in the 1993 Canoeing World Championships from Mezzano, Val di Sole in Italy? First we see are the 20-year-olds from Poland. Krzysztof Kolomanski and Michael Stanisławski, Junior World Cup champions in 1990. Both of them started together at the age of 10 in 1983. Down towards the halfway point in the course. No penalties so far. Anything under 1:25 here is a very fast time, and they're not far out that. They were 1:25.50 at the split through 14. That's one of the toughest gates. Well, they had a disappointing first run. They'll be looking to try and muster something up on the closing stages of this second run. They're still clean. Now, upstream. That's an important gate. 22 is going to decide this for the minor honours. As they come down to gate 20, 21, and how can they negotiate 22? Through at 2:09, so the time here, they could be on the 2:35, and that would certainly boost their chances of moving right up the field. Clean through 23, down to 24, and just one gate to go, they're clean. It's all a question on the clock. Around about 2:35, I think they'll do well to be inside that. Oh, they are going to be inside that. 2:31, 2:32.12, a great finishing stretch, and they're now in third place. Overall, I would imagine they drop down 1 or 2 places, but certainly a top 8, I would think, for them. Fourth from the first run. Eric Buell and Bertrand Daly. Now, they are well capable of beating 2:30, but are they capable of catching Jiri Rowan and Miroslav Simek at 2:24.63? I doubt it, but they'll be looking to try and get into a medal position. So try and come in with a time of under 2:30. That's going to be the key. I think that with that, they should be enough. 2:30.69 would be the time to beat to guarantee them a medal, one would think. Through 16, still clean. Daly is 29, and as they come down towards 19, they're still clean. Time's good. And through 22, they're looking to be inside 2:05, so that's the key time. Oh, and they've gone long. They've lost a second there, but they're not out of it. 2:06. How fast can they finish? They're still clean. I think they've got to beat 2:30.69 to get a medal. And they've certainly got a chance of that. They've picked up good time here. One gate to go. Oh, and they're going to be very close. 2:26, 2:27. They're inside it. Yes! By a second and a half as well. Puts them into second place. They'll settle for that, surely. Manfred Barrow and Michael Trummer, third after the first run. 2:30.69 was their first time run. $2:28.53 is the time to beat for them to overtake Bio and Daly. Well, that's going to be quite hard, as they picked up a 5-second penalty. So it looks like at the moment they're going to remain in third place, and will they be able to hang on for that bronze medal? Five seconds to be added on here, and that's going to erase their hopes of improvement in the second run. You've really got to be clean to challenge for medals in a World Championship. And clean there. 22. Very fast, you know. Really, disappointment will be immense because the time's quick as they race now down towards 23. Safely through 23. It's a good fast time. 24, one gate to go. Look at the time. But the 5 seconds and the 10 seconds now is going to add up. But as they come down towards the finishing stretch, they know that they can't improve on their position. But that's a fast time, nevertheless. 2:28 dead. And if it had been clean, it would have taken them into second place. But they'll remain in third place from the first run. To the twins. Pavel and Peter Sturkle from Czechoslovakia. 6th in the Barcelona Olympic Games. Hoping to get in amongst the medals here. Clean so far as they continue their quest down towards gate 10 here. safely through. 11 shouldn't pose any problem, neither should 12. Time's pretty quick. The time to beat to get inside the medals is 2:30.69. That's their target. At the moment, they're bang on course. It's going to be very close. The 25-year-old twins from Czechoslovakia are really on a quest for a medal here. 2:30.69 is the current bronze medal position. Now, anything round about 2:04, 2:05, and they'll have a very sporting chance as they come down to gate 22. That's the next split. It's going to be close. Oh, they're nicely through. Are they clean? Yes. Slightly behind, I think. It's going to be very close. It's going to require an extra effort through these final 3 gates and then in the finishing surge. 2:30.69 to beat. It's going to be close. They're on the final run. Are they going to make it? They're going to be very tight. Just outside. 2:31.80 and 4th place. So just outside the medal positions. Despite a fine second run, they've leapfrogged a few places. Now for France. Frank Addison and Wilfried Forbes. Well, they know that the time to beat for the medal was 2:30.69. Well, they've had a 5-second penalty, so their chances here are gone. To get into 3rd place now, they'd have to produce the 2nd fastest time of the day. They'd have to beat 2:25.69. Well, they're pretty fast at this stage. They were only 12th fastest in the first run, and they've already had a 5-second penalty, but 1:31, that's very fast indeed through 14, and despite the penalty, they're not actually out of it yet. It all depends. They can't afford another mistake, and they've got to be very fast indeed. Through 19, that's tight. 1:47, I reckon, was the split there, and they're inside that. Well, this is a fantastic performance because they seem to have lost their chance with that one mistake. Now, how tight can they be at 22? Well, they're through here at 2:02. There is a chance, you know, of a bronze medal here. It would have to be something very special. 2:25.69 to beat. Well, what a tremendous performance this is. 2 gates to go. Remember, they've got 5 seconds to add on, and the time is 2:30.69. So 2:25.69, they're going to be very close to it, and they've got there by 12 hundredths of a second. Well, that's a magnificent performance, and so unlikely. Surely they won't be caught. Jiří, Rohan and Miroslav Simek on their way to a World Championship win after a sensational first-round performance. But the crowd still buzzing after Frank Addison and Wilfried Forbes. 2:25.57 with 5 penalties to edge out the Germans, Manfred Barrow and Michael Trummer, into 4th place. But these are the champions now. They won't be caught. Well, maybe Addison and Forbes could have given them a close run if they'd been clean. You can see now that they've slightly eased off in this second run. They're not worried. They know they've done enough, but they're clean and they're still putting up a highly professional second run through 19, and the time's pretty fast as well. First run, the leading run, and that looks enough as they come down to gate 21. Oh, it's fast as well. They've really picked up some time. They're going to be just outside 2 minutes for 22. Are they going to beat their first run? I think unlikely. And they've missed a gate, so they won't matter to them. They've won the gold as they come down towards the final gate. Watch the clock, it won't matter. Their first run's enough, but they still put up the second fastest time as well. But there's a 50-second penalty to add, so it's the first run that's won them the title. All smiles for the Czechs. They did the hard work early on, and they've been rewarded with the world crown. Gold for Czechoslovakia, silver and bronze for France in a very exciting final to the men's C2. Well, there's the result then. Gold for Czechoslovakia, silver and bronze for France, and the fourth place going to Manfred Perro and Michael Trummer, denied right at the end. Tremendous action from the 1993 World Championships from Val di Sole. Gold goes to Miroslav Simek and Jiri Rohan. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We've enjoyed bringing you the very best from the Canoeing World Championships.
Rheolaeth o'r Canoe I ennill pwyntiau. Gyda'r llif yn codi stêm drwy'r amser a phawb yn brwydro I wneud argraff, haws deud na gwneud.
Mae mor ffyrnig. Mae'n anodd cadw rheolaeth dros y cwch.
Mae popeth sy'n dangos rheolaeth o'r Canoe yn sgorio, a rhai sy'n brofiadol yn y math hwn o gystadlu.
Very well welcome to Eurosport's coverage of the 1993 World Canoeing Championships in Mezzano in Italy. A delayed start to this kayak race for men this morning due to the severe weather conditions. The flow at 33 cubic meters per second is absolutely the most velocity one would expect for this 450 meter course, 25 gates. And a lot expected from France, who head the medals table at this year's championship. 6 gold, 6 silver and 4 bronze. Germany in second place, the Czech Republic with those 2 golds in third. Great Britain have Richard Fox hoping to make it a second gold medal in this big event. And he'll be last off, number 92. Rough conditions one can expect, and clear runs will be at a minimum, one would imagine. But we are, after this 2-hour delay, about to get underway. 66 is Lubos Hilgert from Czechoslovakia, clean so far. Coming down to gate 21. 22 is always a significant part of the course, clean so far and nicely through 22. 3 gates to go then. Downstream, 23 and 24 to the finishing gate 25, and then a sprint to the finish. The time, anything under 2:10 would be very respectable here. And in these conditions, that's a fine time. 2:04.73, 124 seconds, 0.73, and into the lead. Number 66, the Czechoslovakian Lubos Hilger. Back up the river already with 5 penalty seconds. Albin Sisman from Slovenia. He's already behind the clock. Really struggling here. Coming now through 21. Again, having to go upstream for 22, and he takes that one well. 5 seconds to add on, the time to beat. 2:04. But with the 5 seconds, he's not going to do that. Downstream now up towards the finish. It's pretty quick, but it's not quick enough in second place then, rounded up to 1:29.41. He'd actually have been just inside with the penalties taken off. So the second of the Slovenians, Jernej Abramak. Clear so far, coming down to 15, safely through that. You can just see how rough the conditions are, and it'll be a real test of nerve, character and endurance for all these canoeists as they have 2 runs, remember, the best to count. So all's not lost if the first round goes wrong. Through 21. Clean so far. 22 is the important one. How's the time looking? Not too bad, but I think he's going to be outside the 2:04 as they race to 23. 2 more gates to take. It could be close, but he is outside the time. He's clean, but he races up towards the finish. Some 4 or 5 seconds adrift. And 2:09.86 landed and third place. Back up the river, we've got from Italy, Paolo Ferrazzi. 5 seconds to be added so far, so his chances of being a leading contender on this first run remote. Safely clean through 20 and 21. Going very tight for 22, that's the best we've seen so far. Clean through 22, the time's good, but the 5-second penalty could prove costly. Through 23, 2 gates to go. Through 24 and 25. It's a race up towards the line. Remember, the fastest time we've seen has been 2:04, and he's just outside at 2:04.70. But that'll be third place. Peter Nagy. 5 seconds to be added to his time already, so again, he's up against it. And of course, that's certainly giving even the best its problems, particularly these gates where they have to go upstream. 18 and 22 are certainly going to be the significant gates, one would imagine, in this kayak 1 final for men. 3 gates to go then. Another 5 seconds to be added on. He's actually going, I think, the quickest of the lot through 23, through 24. It's going to be a time around about 2:05. It's up towards the finish now. Lost a little bit of time there. That might cost him a second, and it has done. 2:06.81, 5th place for Peter Nagy. Ralph Rain from Switzerland, 5-second penalty already as he comes up towards gate 14, which is upstream, and struggling on the clock as well, downstream to 15, and again for 16, which is taken cleanly. See just how rough the water is for the canoeists as the rain comes now down towards 21. He's well behind on the clock. And 5 seconds to add on as well through the tough 22. But he's not going to be challenging the leaders with this time. So 10 more behind the pace setters through the final gate and up towards the line. And Ralph Rain will be in 9th place with a time of 147 seconds. Not enough. Down the stream, the French contender, Vincent van der Waal. He's struggling as well. 5 penalty seconds on top of this, and it'll be 10th place for him at least. Up towards the finish now, and 2:03.05 ends up by being a respectable finish into 2nd place after the trouble that he'd had early on. How expensive that early mistake must have been. Richard Weiss from the USA with 5 seconds to add on, but seems to have picked up a great deal of time on the top of the course. And this is one of the fastest times we've seen so far. Shame he made a mistake now, but he's certainly inside the time. Coming now down to 21. Took that so well. He's got to be tight, and he is. Through 22 easily. Now it's all on the clock. He's going to be very close. 2:03 is the quickest run we've had so far, and he's not far outside that. Just in the end, 2:07.34, and 7th place. Lost it a bit in the closing stages. Well, we'll have more from Mezzano from Val di Sole. Stay with Eurosport after the break.
Aber immer öfter.
Weil es alkoholfrei ist?
Nein, weil es ein Bier ist.
Klausthaler. Alles, was ein Bier braucht.
The rain's still falling here. Welcome back to our coverage from Mezzano with Frenchman Sylvain Courinaire. Clean so far. And still clean. Coming towards 19, downstream again. And again for 20 and 21. The turn is important for 22. The time's pretty good. He's got to be tight round here. Vital seconds could be lost. Still clean now, racing with 3 gates to go. This is where character and strength come into it. Through 23, through 24 and 25. Now up towards the finish. The time looks good. He's slightly lost it there. That's cost him a vital second as he races up towards the finish. 2:05.09, 2nd place for Canoe, and it was just that jink after the final gate that cost him the outright lead. Manuel Kohler from Austria. Clean so far. And continuing downstream through 16. Continuing furthermore now. Up towards the hardest part of the course, downstream to 19 and to 20, and clean through 21. Now how tight can he get? Lost time here, just a second, and that's going to cost him 3 gates to go. It's amazing how tight you've got to be. Down through 23, 24, 1 gate to go, just that one mistake. He's clean though, and it'll probably be round about 10th place, I would think. Maybe a bit less because he's lost seconds in the closing stages. 10th place it is. Into the top 10 he goes. 132.51. Scott Shipley from the USA. Clean. Little slow though. Picking his time up in the second phase. He was certainly one of the slowest to the midway point, but he's had a great section here. He's clean through 22. Now he's picked up a lot of time, but he's given away 5 seconds. A vital error, and that's surely going to be very costly because he's raced down this bottom section of the course and set the target here as he's through the final gate. This will be the fastest time so far, and it's all been done on the bottom section. It might be very close, in fact. It is the fastest time, but with 5 seconds to add, it takes him into 4th place. He took the chance. The gamble failed to come off. For Germany, Jochen Lettmann. Clean so far, and certainly one could say he's up with the pace. A lot of time can be picked up on this closing section of the course. I think he's slightly down at the moment, but not much. Through 19. It's all a question of how tight he can get after 21, and he's just gone through it okay. Clean so far. Now, how tight can he be round 22 and into the section which gives the final 3 gates? It's going to be so close. He's the fastest so far for me. 1:55 as he comes to gate 24, the penultimate gate. Through the last gate, it's a sprint to the finish. It's going to be close. He could just be outside. He is going to be just outside, but it might be 2nd or 3rd. And he slips into 3rd place. The sprint cost him there. But a good run and the bronze medal position at the moment. Thomas Becker, also from Germany. 5 seconds for a penalty at one of the earlier gates. (19) downstream, as is 20 and 21. I took those so smoothly. Time's pretty quick, but the 5-second penalty will be costly. He's lost a second or 2 there. 2:03's been the quickest we've seen so far, and he's hit another gate. 10 seconds to be added to this time. It may be fast, it may be very fast indeed, but the 10-second penalty is going to prove very costly as he comes up down towards the finish. Slightly lost it there, but he's probably had the quickest time, or the second quickest anyway, but he's in 13th place because of those 2 mistakes. And Becker in 13th place. Still clean for Oliver Fix from Germany. Can't really get a judge of the proper split times until they've down towards the section, but he's lost seconds there, valuable seconds for Fix as he comes down towards the vital part of the course, and he's racing now through to the finish here, and clean as well. This is a very fast time for Fix. He's going to be just outside, and 3rd place. Sean Pearce from Germany, 5 seconds to be added on here. And downstream, gate 19, and 20 and 21. Now he's gone too far, lost it completely. And I think he's going to retire. And he's certainly decided that enough's enough. Completely lost the chance there. We'll see what happened to him in the next round. But we turn our attentions now to Richard Maguire from Australia. Clean so far, upstream through 13. Fourteen's always a tough part of the course now. Back downstream for 15 and 16. He's just outside what
time he'd be looking for at this stage, although he can pick it up if he's tight down 20 and 21. It's the key phase, and he's done well. He's been clean so far. Here's the key to it. Through at 1:53, it could be close. 2:03 is the fastest time so far. He's going to be outside that just now. He's got to be so tight. 2 gates to go. And he's lost vital seconds there into gate 22 as he comes up towards the finish. And a time of 2:13.74 and in 14th place. That won't be enough. Germany's Thomas Hilger, still clean. .319. That's the important one. Gets through it safely. And through 20. And through 21. If he's tight, he's still got a chance here. Very much so. Not tight enough, but that's okay. 1:52. Yes, he's inside. I think he's going to be very close. 1:53, 1:54, 2 gates to go. He's going to be just outside as he takes the last gate. It's now a sprint to the line. It's going to be very close. 2:03 to beat. It's going to be second, I think, or maybe even third. Down to 4th place. Lost it over the last 20 metres or so. Was definitely inside at the split. Enrico Lazzarotto from Italy. Clean so far through gate 15. Now 60. Now here's a chance, a challenger for our leader at the moment. And the vital 18, now 19. Got to go downstream and lost a couple of seconds there. Got to be so tight, he's hit the pole. It's 5 seconds. So his chance has gone here. There's the penalty to be added up. It's a fast time though. He'll regret that one error as he comes down to the last gate. We'll see if he was inside the clock. It's marginal. 2:01, 2:02. It's going to be a fast time, but not fast enough. And the penalty takes him into 12th place. Just 3 to go in this first round. Fritz Sims from Holland. 28 years of age, lives in the south of Holland and struggling here with 15 seconds already to be added. Part-time canoeist, also a teacher as his profession. Struggling here with the 15-second penalty. He's going to rely on his second run. Racing up towards the line. It's a fast run, but with far too many penalty points, and he's in 24th place. Melvin Jones then for Great Britain. 2 British canoeists to come, and both with real medal prospects. Jones, 28 years of age, from Nottingham. 6th in the World Championships. Winner of the Team World Championships. And 7th in the Barcelona Olympics. Now, this is fast, but how fast? 1:43, 1:44, yes, he's got every chance, he's clean. Remember, anything under 2:03 and he's going to be in with a chance of a medal. He certainly looks like he's going to be in the top 3 with this as he comes down to the final gate 25. Now it's all a question of a sprint, and he's inside 2:03 certainly. It looks like we've got a new leader. It's very close, yes, 2:02.37, and into the lead goes Melvin Jones of Great Britain. Richard Fox then, arguably the favourite. And you can see why. Already clean, already significantly up on the time. Was talking about in training that it was possible to break 2 minutes. I think that's being a little optimistic, but Oh, beautifully done. Clean through 21. He had a bit of luck there. How tight can he be? Well, you can't get any tighter than that. And he's given himself a chance to attack fellow Briton Melvin Jones now. Through 23, it's fast. Through 24 and 25. Oh, yes, he was very clean there. Now it's all on the clock, and he's inside it by a mile. Under 2 minutes, possibly. Yes, a fantastic performance. And that is arguably going to take all the beating. Richard Fox, world champion in team in '93, has produced a breathtaking display over the final 5 gates to destroy the field in the first round. The only man under 2 minutes, and clearly the only man under 2 minutes. That should be the gold medal, irrelevant of what happens in the second run. It will take something very special to deny Britain their second gold medal of these World Championships. So the second run still to come, but it's been a fine first run for Great Britain. Fox leading from Jones, with Hilgert, who led for so long, in third place for Czechoslovakia. Kurina in fourth place, followed by the German trio. But with 1 round to go, it's all about who's to catch. Richard Fox from Britain. Second run in the men's kayak. Well, delight for the British contingent as Richard Fox and Melvin Jones are in first and second place. We'll be picking up the action firstly with Lubos Hilgert from Czechoslovakia. 124.76 in the first run. That's 204.76. And clean so far, downstream to 19. This is the key phase of the course. The turn, the tight turn on 22, and again, conservative, but gets away with it. Remember, Richard Fox's time is going to take a lot of beating, 1:59. He's not going to be anywhere near that, but he's produced a fine second run, and down towards the finish. Anything under 2:03 is very respectable. Must be a chance of a medal with this. 2:03.55 in third place. Now, that certainly set a target for the others. 5 seconds to be added for Paolo Ferrazzi. Oh, penalties here. It's the pole at 18. 10 seconds it is now, downstream through 20, through 21. Got to be tight, up through 22. Yes, clean at 22. Racing now in the closing stages. It won't be any medal this time for the Italian. He's 10 seconds to add on. Look at the power and the energy that he's showing in driving to the finish, and a respectable time, but the 10 seconds takes him down to 13th place overall. Back down the course, Peter Nagy. Five penalty seconds to be added here. Unlikely to challenge for a medal now, but giving it his all as he comes to the tough 22, and he takes that one just. Time's pretty quick. 3 gates to go, now 2. Through 24 safely, down to 25, and then it's a sprint finish. And the time's a good one, but the 5 seconds has cost him dearly. Look at this, 2:03, 2:04, 2:05.08. And if it wasn't for the 5 seconds, he'd have probably leapfrog up another 7 or 8 places, but 15th overall. Ralph Rain from Switzerland. Clean so far. Down towards the rougher part of the course here. And still clean at 1:33 through 18, now 19. Time's a good one, but hits the gate there at 18, and again, that's been expensive. 5 seconds to add on, and another 5 for hitting 21, and he's gone very wide, even though he's come back for 22. 10 seconds to be added on here at this stage. Charged in, and he's been deemed as officially missing that gate, not just hitting it. And so 55 seconds, and he'll drop right down. And despite a fast time, officially, Rain missed that gate, and he's in 30th place. Shakes his head, knows he missed out there completely. Vincent van der Volle from France. 5 seconds to be added on here. And the time, respectable, but nothing special at this stage. 18, oh, he's caught one. 5 seconds, makes it 10. Down towards 21, through that safely. It's all academic now, though. He won't be winning a medal for France. Clean through 22, 3 gates to go. .24, just the one to take. And actually, the time's very fast. Look at this, under 2:04, possibly. Well, 2:04.29, that's one of the faster ones, but in 10th place with the penalties. Your American challenger, Richard Weiss. And clean so far, down to 19. To 21, it's got to be tight here. He is tight at 22. So certainly a chance of a possible crack at a medal here if he's clean now. 23. And just a little bit of trouble there at 24. I think he's clean. He's been given the green flag now. The time's good. It's a race up towards the line. He's got to be in with a chance of a medal. It's very fast indeed. 2. And it's very fast indeed. The second quickest. He's in second place, silver medal position. And he made it all in the closing stages. So the American goes into second place. Helmut Oblinger from Austria. Clean so far. Downstream. And utilising the water to his benefit there through 18. And still clean. A little bit slow, I think. Clean through 19. And clean through 21, but picked up a lot of time there. It's very tight now. This is the key. And through 22. Now it's a race against the clock. He's certainly not going to get gold, and I wouldn't think get silver, but bronze is certainly up for grabs. Through 23, a little bit slow through 24. Lost it here as he comes down to 25. It's a sprint to the finish now. It's going to be a time around about 2:05, 2:06, and just outside the medals, 2:07.13. Well, he lost some time there in the closing stages, whereas the others have really sprinted to the finish. And 9th place. Eric Giddens from the USA, 5 penalty seconds to be added here. Concentration absolutely imperative when you consider the margin of error is so narrow. Coming now down to the tight turn into the upstream 22. Pretty good time, but the 5 seconds will cost him a medal, that's for sure. 1:59, 2 minutes. Yeah, he's outside on the clock as well. Around about 2:08, 2:09 now is the best he can hope for. And there's time to be added on. and 2:09.12, and 24th place for Giddens from the USA. '76 is Marjan Strikali, also clear so far from Slovenia. Downstream through 19 and 20 and 21 for the turn to go upstream into 22. This is fast. Now here's a real challenger for a medal. Racing now clean so far through 23. Concentration very important through 24. Now down to 25. The time's good. Is he going to lose it on the closing stage? He's slightly lost a second or two there. It's going to be a race to the finish. The time's good, 2:03.51, just outside the medals. And fourth place. And it was all on those two turns just after the final gate. They cost him a second, and that may well have cost him a medal. Janis Scott from Slovenia. Clean so far in the early stages of his run. We're picking up action further down the course than before. Through 8. With the tougher upstream gates. Down through 9. And 10. Safely through 11 and 12. Got to be tight for 13. Going against the tide. It's a key phase of the course. Nice to have the shots of the early part. 13 and 14, both very tough. Negotiated those okay. Really being driven by the velocity of the water. 1:30 would be a respectable time at this next turn. And 1:31. So in with a chance of fighting for a medal. It's going to have to be a very tight turn at 22. Got through 21, lost it a little bit, and lost 2 or 3 seconds there. He'd be desperately distraught if he misses out by a narrow margin now. 3 gates to go. You can see the enthusiasm, you can see the power that he's generated. He goes down to gate 24. 1 more to go now. Gate 25, he's going to be just outside a medal, and it's going to be very close though. 2:01, 2:03, 2:04, and 6th place, and how those 2 turns have cost him dear. Shakes his head. Ian Raspin from Great Britain. It's been a great day for them so far. Still first and third place. Raspin comes down towards the tougher section of the course. Still clean. Through 19. Now, he's up on the clock as well. Now, surely it'd be too much for the British section in the crowd in Mezzano to hope for a 1-2-3. Round 22, slightly slower there. Now, that could have cost him a second or two. And it has cost him 5 seconds. He's just nicked the pole. And no matter how fast he goes now, and it is a quick time, he's not going to be inside as he races up towards the finish. 2:01, 2:02, 2:02.93. And he must be distraught. That 5 seconds has cost him a medal. And distraught he looks. Sylvain Cordinaire from France. Clean so far. Through 19 and 20 and 21. He's got to be tight here, and he's in with a chance, but he's lost seconds. 1, 2, yes, 3 seconds gone there. And Cordinaire, who was really in contention, I thought, up until gate 22 now, goes through 24 and up towards the finishing gate. Well, if he's within 3 seconds, he's going to be distraught, and he is going to be up towards the finish. 2:03, 2:04, 2:05, 28, 7th place. and he's turned into 22, cost him a medal. The margin for error is 0. 81, Manuel Koehler from Austria. Still clean. Perfect through 18. Now downstream to 19. It's all a question of getting the rhythm right as he takes the next 4 gates. 20, 21. Tight on 22, and he's still in with a chance. Couldn't be tighter than this, providing gets cleanly away. Now it's downstream. Can Koehler make a challenge for Austria? Racing through 24 and down to 25. Certainly in with a chance of setting a time that could put him in with a medal. Koehler goes up towards the finish. 2:01, 2:02, 2:03, just outside the medal. Very close though. 2:03.17 and 4th place for Manuel Koehler. Well, Scott Shipley from the USA's missed a gate on the early part of the course, so his challenge for a medal has evaporated here at Val di Sole. Racing now just for pride. Remember, 10 more canoeists to come, with Melvin Jones in 3rd place at the moment. Richard Weiss currently in 2nd. And at the moment, Richard Fox in the lead. Racing in the closing stages here. It was a fine run this, but ruined by that one missed gate, 50 seconds, and he's gone right down the field. Jochen Lettmann, clear so far for Germany. Still going well. To 18, safely through. Now the turn to 19 and then the downstream to the run of 20 and 21. Sharp turn for 22 essential. How sharp can he get? Sharp enough, but possibly just outside. It's going to be a drive to the line now with 23, 24 and 25 to take. I think he's going to be outside the medals, but not by much. Down towards 25. It's going to be all against the clock. Under 2:03 for a medal. He's going to just miss out. It's going to be close, but he loses seconds, and 11th place for the German. Mezzano in Italy, the 1993 Canoeing World Championships. Thomas Becker, number 84 from Germany. As we enter the last phase, still to come, Better, Fix, and then we go into Pierce, Maguire, Hilger, Lazzarotto, Sims, Jones and Fox last to go for Britain. Here is Becker for Germany. Through 22. Again, looks to be just outside that cracking time set by Richard Fox in the first run. He's down on that through 23, down to 24, 2:03 inside for a medal. It's going to be very close indeed into the closing stages. 2:02, 2:03, just outside again a medal, and he ends up in 10th place. So there's a lot of canoeists grouped together just outside 2:03. The margin, as I said, is minimal. Oliver Fix from Germany. And he's lost a lot of time here. And through 13, but those vital seconds could prove costly. It's upstream for 14. He's down on the clock, surely. 5 points as well for hitting 13, and his chances of a medal have gone here. Continuing downstream now, the turn into 18. Then it's downhill for 19, 20, 21. Through 19, safely. And through 20 and 21. Racing now back upstream, and he's taken his time. He knows his chance has gone. He didn't go the shortest way. He played safe. He's got 5-second penalty already. He's got 3 gates to Kate. And as he races in the closing stages, he's eased up dramatically. And will finish down the field. Sean Pearce from Britain. Clean so far to 18. A turn to 19 is important. And he's lost a second or two there. Yes, he's going to be pushed to catch the leaders now through 20, through 21. It's got to be tight. He's got to be tighter than that. Well, he lost a second in thinking about it. And how vital is that? 3 gates to take. 23, safely clean. 24, and down towards 25. Now, is he inside? 2:03 for a medal. 2:01, 2:02. It's going to be very close. It's 4th place, just outside a medal. And agonisingly close for the Briton. Richard Maguire from Australia. 6 canoers to go. Maguire picks up penalty points, so things looking good for Richard Fox at the moment. The last man to go. Richard Maguire then. With 5 seconds to be added to this time as he takes 19 downstream to 20 and 21, and then the tight turn for 22. Upstream for 22. Safely negotiates that. And you can see he's eased off as well. Still going very quickly, but not showing the same power as he might have done if he was challenging for a medal. Racing now up towards the finish, and he's done remarkably well considering he's eased off. 2:06.05 and 5 seconds to be added, and 25th place for the Australian. Thomas Hilger from Germany, clean so far. The last of the big German challengers going for gold here in the 1993 World Canoeing Championships in Val di Sole, Mezzano in Italy. Still clean now, coming down towards 19. Still clean. And through 20 and 21, yes. Got to be tight here, and he's still got an outside chance. When he's slowed up, that's 2 seconds gone. Now it's a race against the clock here as they race through 23, and he's lost a second there as well. Now to 24. It's really tough going through 25. It's going to be all on the watch, and it's going to be very tight indeed. Can he break 2:03? He's going to be just outside, and you can see that 1 second plus the 5 penalties makes a lot of difference to the Italian challenger, Enrico Lazzarotto. Clean so far. 3 to go after this. .131. Still clean. Got to be very, very fast through this next section of the course. 140. Don't think quite fast enough, despite the fact that he was very tight there. Maybe 1 or 2 seconds down, it might be quite close. He's certainly not going to get gold, but he could certainly challenge for a medal. Through 23. Now, got to be tight through 24. Lost time there. That's his medal chance gone. Now down to 25 and through. Now it's all against the clock. He's made up some time, but is it enough? 2:01, 2:02, 2:03, just outside 8th place. And he's happy with that. Clean, you can see, absolutely delighted. But it could and should have been half a second faster after what happened at the start. Fritz Sins, the only man that can deny Britain a medal, a gold medal, and 5 penalty seconds already confirms that Britain will win the gold because they've got 2 more canoeists to come, the last 2 in the water. Will it be Melvin Jones or Richard Fox? 5 seconds to be added to Fritz Sins here, racing down towards 23 to 24 to the closing stages. It's a very, very fast run, this, one of the fastest we've seen. Under 2:03 would be a target. and he's just over 2:04, but 15 penalty seconds for some wayward canoeing in the closing stages, and 30th place. Melvin Jones then, third on the first run, but 5 penalty seconds here. So Richard Fox's gold medal will be confirmed surely in the next couple of minutes. The first run from Melvin Jones is enough. And the American Richard Weiss is now assured of a silver medal position, splitting the two Britons, as Jones knows he's safely got the bronze, irrelevant of what happens here. Gone far too wide at 22. 5 to be added to this, remember, and he's much slower than he was before. 2 more gates to take. He's hit 22, so he's 10 seconds to add, but he's got the bronze medal, and that was a fantastic first run for Melvin Jones as he crosses the line, and confirmation his first run gives him the bronze medal. What a nice position for Richard Fox to be in, as he has 5 penalty seconds already. He knows, irrelevant of what happens here, he's won the gold for Britain. Obviously he'd like to go out in style, but certainly that might not be possible. Coming now down tight into 22. And very tight indeed. Quick time with 5 seconds to add on. It's very quick. Will there be any more penalties? It'd be nice for him to break 2 minutes again. I don't think he's going to do that, but he's not going to be far short. There's 5 to add on. It's very fast indeed, and just outside. Well, that was the fastest time in the second run, but he's had 5 seconds to add on. He won't mind. His first run under 2 minutes, the only man to break 2 minutes, the only man to break 2 minutes, 1 in the second run as well. It's gold for Britain, silver for the USA, and bronze for Britain. And the celebrations for the British team will go on long into the night at Val de Sol as confirmation that they win gold and bronze and take 4th place as well. Only the American Richard Weiss denied them a 1, 2, 3. Richard Fox then, let's have a look at him in slow motion on that second run, powering towards what was a fantastic second run in these circumstances, even though he had the 5 penalty seconds. Again to break 2:01 when you knew that you'd already won the title. Here he is tight into 18, and look how quickly he sets himself up for the downward stretch down to 19, straight through the centre of 19. And really riding those waves through 20 and through 21. And look how tight he was, prepared for 22 here. Just inside. And away so quickly. Real grit and determination showed on his face as he digs deep in the knowledge that he's the 1993 world champion. Through 23, through 24, and pushing all the time to try and once again go under 2 minutes. He needn't have worried, he'd won the gold with that first run. We'd expected it because it really was something special. It's the second gold medal of these championships for Britain, and he did it in style. A clear and decisive winner. And Richard Fox from Nottingham adds the Team World Championship to his individual that he's just collected. The run of success for the 33-year-old continues. Now, the 1993 world champion.
Oh. So the score's evened up. Marine can save the day for Italy. Mezzano needs one more. One light. So there it is. The Hungarians have won the Sabre team event. It's been a disappointing championship for Britain, but it was actually this Sabre team event that brought their best result. They came 11th, which in a couple of years would be enough to qualify them for the Olympics. They were eventually put out by Russia, but in the course of that contest, Kurt Xavier from London defeated the new world champion, Grigory Kirienko. Well, that's the last we'll see of that daft rule about flashing lights and alternating right away. In the future, we'll have double hits. It's a strange sport, but it's dramatic and often spectacular. And it's been around for hundreds of years longer than most sports. For the time being, however, that's all from the World Championships. Goodbye from Essen and from the world of fencing.